All right. I have like.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes,
Can
we can
anyone
hear
hear
you.
me?
Yes, we can.
All right, good morning. So today we'll be having two presenters, and the first presenter for this morning will be Ineka, followed by Damilare Edo. So the two presenters have 20 minutes each. All right, you can start now, Ineka. Okay, Ineka can start.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I am about to share my screen. So, my topic for today's presentation is A to Z of software project management. So, I'm going to like software projects. So, please, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Your verbal response.
Yes, Neka.
Okay. So, what is a project? A project is a unique and temporary endeavor undertaken in order to solve a problem or deliver a service. So, let me just give you an example now. Like the owners of Piggyvest, they undertook a project to bring an app that people can save as low as they want on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. And it's like a step-by-step thing. It has a beginning and an end. For what I'm trying to say is that it has a duration. You can be like, okay, we want to do this for like 6 months, 3 months. It's not like a continuous stuff. It has an end, and there's always a unique goal for each project. So the characteristic of a project, like I said, it has a unique and distinct goal, and it always has an end when the goal is achieved. And I'll be talking about Piggyvest. I don't know if anybody has like used the app or heard about them. They were formerly called Piggybank. Has anybody heard about Piggyvest?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
For saving.
What?
I said yes, I have.
Okay, thank you. And so if you are like undergoing a project, there are three things you should always look at. You should always look at the cost, the quality, and the time. And each of these three things have to be balanced because they are all dependent on each other. Like if you are running behind schedule, it's going to affect the quality of your project. Because you could just do that, oh, let me just rush and just do this so that to be able to like get what we want. And it wouldn't work that way. Or if the cost of the project is too low, it's going to affect the time of the project. You could see that the schedule is extending more than it should, and the quality would now be poor. And like I said, these three constraints are all dependent on each other. That's what I was saying, that any impact of the cost could affect the time. And like that, like that. So a project manager is someone that undertakes the responsibility of executing a project. Like he's accountable for whatever goes on the project. If the project is behind schedule, it's always the project manager that will always like ask, like, why is it behind schedule? They are not going to the developer and asking, why have you not done your own task? Because the project manager is in charge of the whole project. He's the one that oversees from the beginning, from the start of the project till the end of the project. And he closely monitors the different things and maintains communication among all teams. And some of the methodologies that software project management undergoes are waterfall, that is also called traditional methodology, Agile, then there's Kanban. And this presentation, I will sort of be talking about Agile methodology because the Agile promotes collaboration between different teams, and it's also like the breaking down of tasks into smaller tasks so that it could be accomplished. So that it could be accomplished and feedback could be gotten. Like maybe if we should do something, now let me say for Piggyverse, if we should, let me say, we should do, okay, we want them to be able to save. There will be someone that would like work on saving part. There will be someone that will be working on the investing part. It's not like one person will be doing the saving and the investing. Different teams will be working on that, and they will also collaborate and be like, okay, I encountered this, like that, like that. So the image attached with this slide now, it shows the other different methodologies that there are. We have Agile, we have Scrum, we have Kanban, Lean, Extreme Programming, Waterfall, Prince2, PMI, PMBOK. It might be others, but these are the ones that I'm familiar with. And so the software project life cycle consists of 5 steps, which is the initiation stage, the planning stage, execution stage, monitoring and controlling stage, then finally the closing stage. And there's a connection between the execution, monitoring and controlling, and the planning stage, in the sense that you just like what I was saying, the Agile methodology. Agile methodology gives room for feedback. Let me say you've planned a project like the piggy bank now. We say, okay, we want a saving application where people can save as low as as low as 15 naira on a daily basis. That's our initial plan. We've executed the project, we've done that. Then the monitoring and controlling, the project manager like presents this to the stakeholders and he gets feedback. And maybe the feedback he gets is like, okay, what if they can also like invest as low as 5K for this app? So it's the duty of the project manager now to collect the feedback, and that's what Agile methodology allows. Agile methodology allows you perform a part of the project, get feedback, and integrate the feedback you got into the project. I don't know if I'm still communicating. Hello, did you guys get
Yes. Yes, we
We're with you. We're with you.
that? Okay. Thank you. So like my write-up said, the connection between the planning, execution, and controlling phases. It happens when you get new feedback or ideas about the tasks in the monitoring and execution phases. So like for example, I've been working on the design for a while. Then someone gave us a feedback that our design doesn't look what should I call the emotion? Like the person in the banner doesn't look happy. So that was the feedback. We have to go back to the planning stage. We are now back to the planning stage, looking for images that will fit into our banner. So let me say, digging deep into the life cycle. So the first stage, which is initiation stage, this is where like you discover an idea. It could be the project manager discovering an idea, or maybe one of the stakeholders is discovering an idea. Like for example, the Piggyverse, which is my case study here, which is the idea for people to save as low as 100 naira on a weekly, daily, or monthly basis. That's an idea. That's like a problem to be solved. And that starts a project. The project starts when you discover a problem to be solved or an opportunity. So, and once that is discovered, move into the planning stage. This is when like the project manager is appointed. He researches and makes sure that, okay, this thing that this is our idea, makes sense. Like we could work on this, it's possible. And he works with different teams, like present the idea to them, get their views. He works with the marketing team, the sales team, design team, the engineer, and he prepares and presents all necessary documentation to the stakeholders. So the project manager answers to people who are above him, and these are people that he's going to like present this plan to for their approval. And if he could make a presentation and be like, okay, this is what we want to do, an app that will allow people to save as low as 100 naira, 200 naira, thereabout on a weekly and monthly basis. With his collaboration with the other teams, you bring their ideas to the stakeholders, and when everything gets approved, execution starts. And this is where all the plans are being put into action. And all the different teams goes on to like do their own part. Like for example, the marketing team will be like, how do we come out into the market? Who are our target markets? Then the design team will be like, okay, what's our logo? What color are we using? What's our font and the rest? Then the engineers, they'll be working on, is this going to be a website or is this going to be a web app or a web app or a mobile app? Then the monitoring and control stage, that's where the PM makes sure that everything that is supposed to happen is happening. That's the monitoring and control stage. He works with different teams to make sure that, okay, the marketing team are on track, the design team are also on track, and also the engineers. And also feedback is gotten in the monitoring stage, like I said, which is to be the feedback, okay, let's be able to invest as low as 5K. Let there be a place where people can lock in their money. If you use the PiggyVest app, you could be familiar with all this I'm saying. Let there be a place where people can lock in their money, will not be able to touch it. Then maybe we'll not give them interest of like 8 kobo, depending on how long they leave the money there. Like that. When they get all these new ideas, the project manager has to go back and start planning with all the different things and make sure that, okay, this feedback will go to, let's check if it's possible for us to integrate this into our application and thereabout. And once all go, and for the closing stage, once all goals are achieved and they be presented to the stakeholders and they are approved, then we know that we've achieved our goal and the project is closed. So some of the tools that a project manager uses is Trello. And the first image by my left, I don't know whether it's also left from you guys' screen. The one that looks like a to-do list, that's a Trello board. It is managed by the project owner. Sometimes the project owner could not be the project manager. But just used to track tasks assigned to different people and make sure that, okay, let me say for this week, we are going to like design the front, which is for the product designers. Let's have like a front end design this week. Next week, let's have a back end design. So once all these are done, the project manager or whoever is managing the board comes back and be like, moves, just like a to-do list, I want to do this. Then when you do that, when you achieve that now, you move it from the to-do list and I think move it somewhere else, or maybe you trash it somewhere. That's how a Trello board works. And Twalk.to is a live chat feature embedded in websites. That's like the image colored green and white on my screen. That looks like a chat section. We've all seen it, but I'm not sure like everyone knows what it means. This is that thing that like when you go on a website and you'll be seeing a message telling you, reach out to me now. Like say hi to us, stuff like that. I don't know if anybody has experienced that. You visit a website and you are seeing like a bot telling you, hi, how are you doing? Has anyone experienced that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
So
I've experienced that.
that's the work of Twalk.to, is that it's embedded into a website. And this is used to collect feedback from users of the site. Maybe they came and maybe they noticed that one part of the website is not working. So they would reach out via that and to automatically get to the project manager and you could see that, oh, we have to work on this. And that's that. So the next one is draw.io. It's used to draw the process of flow of tasks in a project. Just, I don't know, like for example, a flow chart. I don't know if we seen or drawn a flow chart before. Draw.io is used to do that by the project manager. I don't think I have an image of a flow chart here, but maybe you guys can research that after now. Draw.io can be used to do that process flow of tasks in a project. You can use it to do your task flow, your wire flow, and your user flow, just like showing a series of steps you have to take for something to happen. Let me say, for an example now, you want to you want to transfer money. The first step you're going to take is open your bank app. So there's an image there's a shape, sorry, that represents that process, which is a square. Open app. Then you select and you tap on send money. So like that, the steps until maybe you finally send the money. And the tab for decision is the shape for decision making is a diamond shape. For those that are familiar with drawing a flowchart, they should get what I mean. So the next one is about SAMIC. That is for creating wireframes. And wireframe is a graphic representation of the tax flow. Just like I was saying, if you want to send money, and this image at the bottom right is a wireframe where you draw what the phone looks like and you draw what the icons are supposed to look like. Those are called wireframes. I don't know if anybody gets what I said. Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
we're
we
with you.
do.
Okay, please respond so that I know that we are all still on. So, and
We
the
can hear
last
you.
one, okay, thank you. And the last one I'm going to be talking about for now is Gantt charts. There are many others, but this is just like the few I decided to talk about for this presentation. And Gantt chart is an horizontal chart that represents project schedule with reference to time. That's what the project manager used to track the schedule of a project. If you want to, like, let me say you, like I said, you want to work on the user experience part for a week, you could come on the Gantt chart and plot it that, okay, this should take a week, like that. This should take 2 weeks. And once you visit the Gantt chart and you see that, okay, all these things that you said are not corresponding with your chart, then you know that you are behind schedule. Or maybe you've done it earlier than schedule. You know that you are way ahead of schedule. So that's what the Gantt chart is for. You just used to monitor the project schedule by the project manager. So, and that's that for my presentation, and I hope you guys were able to get one or two from that. Thank you. So please, do you have any questions?
Please, I have a question.
Who is asking?
Jacob.
Okay, what's your question?
Please, that talk.to
Yes.
you mentioned. You say the program management tool.
Yes.
A program. I don't understand that.
Project
how it is.
management
Please,
tool.
please explain to me. I don't understand how it.
I said it's embedded in the
talk.to.
website. There are some websites you visit, then there will be something telling you let's chat. I don't know if you've ever
Yes, I know.
experienced that. So I'm telling you that
I've
maybe
experienced that.
someone visits the site and maybe he's trying to click on something, it doesn't work, or maybe he clicks on something, he's getting a result he didn't ask for. So he could reach out via that talk.to, and as he's responding to that, the project manager is getting feedback that way. Do you
Okay,
get?
okay. Okay, just to get feedback for the.
It's not just to get feedback. People can come there and drop complaints, but I'm just saying, like,
Okay,
it's easy for the project manager to get it firsthand and
okay,
reach out
okay,
to the development team.
okay, okay. Thank you.
Good morning, Neka. Neka, good morning. Don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, good morning.
Have you checked the chat box?
Okay, I just went there now.
Oh, so I'll be expecting you to do it.
Okay, no problem.
Does anybody have question for Neka? Any question? Neka, if there's no one asking you a question, you can just check with the participant list and ask your question.
Somebody asked me a question.
Yeah,
Who?
Jacob, I had him. Yeah, okay. There's no time. Damilawe, are you ready?
Yes,
Damilawe.
I am ready.
All right. All right. So I will oblige us all to, go check Damilawe presentation. His public artifact on his Instagram. He did something that was exceptional. He took ownership of his presentation, his public artifact. Like the public artifact is meant to, you know, advertise you, present you to the world. You have to take ownership of what you are presenting. Okay, engage your audience. I just want you to check what he has done, and I hope we all learn from it. All right, so Damla, we can start now. Thank
All
you for
right.
that.
Thank you, Samuel. Thank you for the accolades and great presentation in the car. That was really educative. All right. So my presentation today is on infotainment, how it affects digital marketing. Yeah, and I'll be sharing my screen now. But before I do that, I just want to say one or two things concerning that, which is the fact that a lot of startups, businesses find it really difficult at times to, sell their product or services online because the competition is really steep. A whole lot of other businesses or brands are doing the same thing or selling the same thing your brand is also selling. So it could pose as a big problem for your brand. However, I have some tips that I think you would find useful when creating content for your target audience. So I'll be sharing my screen now. I hope you can all see my screen.
No, we can't see your screen.
Okay, now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, all right. Thank you for the feedback. Yeah, so like I was saying, there's a whole lot of competition for attention of your target audience, and you will need to be exceptional. You need to stand out to really get their attention. And that is where infotainment comes in when it comes to digital marketing. So let me just read the introduction here, which I think is really interesting. You need to make your members or customers and prospects smile, laugh, or think while they consummate your content. Keep most content helpful and informative, or present it in entertaining ways. So just the way it sounds, infotainment, information and entertainment put together. Meaning you must be able to elicit or create an emotion when your content is being read by your target audience. Now, there are various forms of emotion. Nostalgia is an emotion. Happiness is an emotion. Sadness is an emotion. Yeah, and people tend to remember your content more when they get an emotion from reading or interacting with your content. Yes. So there are various forms of infotainment, but before I go into that, I would want to share some statistics with us. All right. So now this statistics is based on the UK and the US, and it really gives a lot of details about the importance of infotainment. Now, 73% of this age range, now the age range is 18 to 24, 73% of this particular age range in the US see social networks as a form of entertainment. Yeah, that is why when you go through your feed, you most likely see comedy videos. On your Instagram feed, for example, you most likely see comedy videos, or probably videos where someone is dancing, or music videos, or the likes. Social networks generally are primarily for entertainment. Yeah, and youths or the age range between 18 and 24 is usually youth. So this age range see entertainment, see social media as an entertainment platform. So if you are selling to this particular age range, you need to make sure that your content is in a way entertaining to them, because that is the only way they would remember your brand. Yeah. So quickly moving to another age range, which is between 35 and 49. 50 to 56% of them feel social network sites are a form of entertainment. So you can imagine. So 73% of youth feel social media is social networks are a form of entertainment. 50% of the older generation feel the same way. Just shows the bulk of whatever target audience you will be having feels social media is a form of entertainment. Now, one thing I've noticed is that a lot of businesses or startups, growing brands, even well-known brands feel entertainment or being funny with their content would make them look unserious to their target audience. Maybe because everybody wears ties and shoes and they like suits and they like, so people feel when they do funny content, people would think their brand is not serious or their brand is a joke or something like that. But the truth is, according to statistics or according to findings, it is not so. Just this part I highlighted here, despite the growth of social entertainment, consumers do not currently identify internet brands as entertainment companies. Yeah. So if you own a brand and you make at least once in a while entertaining content, it does not mean your target audience will see you as a comedy brand or comedy business or something like that. So you don't need to be scared to go outside the box when it comes to your content. All right, just a little more information concerning that. So visual content is taking over. It cannot be very precise. It is taking over. The truth is just 10% of people that relate with your content or that see your content would remember the content if it is just written content. Probably be a Facebook post that is just written or a LinkedIn post that is just written. But the truth is that figure jacks up to 65% when there is a visual content attached to it. Probably is in a video form or in a graphic form. Yeah, it just shows that people remember images faster than any other form of content. And video and sound just adds more icing to your cake if you can create contents around that. And just to open our eyes to one or two things now, which is the fact that comedy videos is the most watched YouTube niche worldwide. So I'm sure most of us are familiar with YouTube. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of us are familiar with YouTube. And one thing I notice is sometimes I want to watch a video. I plan to watch a particular video, maybe an educational video or a particular video I wanted to watch. And I go on YouTube. I end up watching 3 or 4 videos aside the one I wanted to watch. It just shows you the power of visual content. It is very, very attractive. Very, very attractive. And again, if you add a really cool headline, it can just generate a lot of traffic for you. So comedy videos is taking over. Now, I'm not saying create just comedy videos for your brand. So I'll be showing us some creative ways you can make content for your brand that would entertain your target audience. Which will take me to my next slide here. Okay. So types of visual content that will really, really make your audience glued to your content, which is number one, the video content. Video content is just king. It cannot, I keep saying it, I said it earlier on in the video, it is just compulsory for your brand. Yeah, you understand? Because, for example, Facebook really favors video content. I mean, the algorithm. It favors video content a lot, meaning you would most likely get more traffic, more awareness, more engagement on your content if it is video compared to any other form of content, even graphics. Yeah, so it just shows that video content is really, really important. For example, YouTube pay content platform owners or YouTube account owners a whole lot of money every year. Yeah, it just shows that video content is important. A lot of people are going to YouTube to watch video content. So if you have a lot of subscribers, if you have a lot of viewership on your video, you get paid by YouTube. So YouTube is not just wasting money. They know what they are paying for. So the next thing here is trivia or poll questions. Now your brand, this part of it, I think this is fairly common. when a lot of brands use trivia, or for example, Tuesday trivia questions um, to publicize their brand. So it just shows how interactive it can really be. Now, there's a statistics here which says 35% of people generally say they engage with short narrative style stories more often, followed by interactive stories centered around quizzes and polls. Yeah, so if you have probably you are in the fashion brand, and probably you sell male shoes, it's really nice if you target content, or you could do a trivia post on bankers, because these are the set of people that would most likely wear more corporate shoes. Yeah, if you are into probably bead making and the likes, you can do a trivia questions around that niche. Don't make your trivia question about your brand. Yeah, don't make it about your business. Don't ask them when was the what date did we start our business. That is not a trivia question for your target audience. They really don't care when you started your business. When you create a trivia question that would really talk about them, that would bring out their lifestyle, yeah, it would really be something they want to engage with. That would most likely entertain them compared to any other form of question. Now, the next thing here is music. Sorry, give me a minute. All right. So music, everybody loves music. Music is really beautiful, and I think music is one of the greatest form of entertainment. We all love a good music, yeah, and we know the entertainment industry now, how music is so popular. So music is a good form of entertainment. When you create a video content, for example, you can just include a really nice music in the background, or you can jump on trending songs and play it in the background of your video. Yeah, I know a whole lot of us have favorite songs. Yeah, am I correct?
Yeah, you are.
Or who does not have a favorite song?
Yes.
Yeah, we all have one favorite song or the other. So imagine you are watching a video, just scrolling on Instagram, and there's a particular video, yeah, about something you might even need, maybe a shoe, a dress, or something, and they are playing your favorite song. If you don't stay glued to that video, yeah, because of the content, you stay glued to it because of the music you are enjoying. Yeah, so it just shows the power of music when it comes to entertainment for your brand. All right, so the next one is infographics. Yeah, infographics is just a form of description. Yeah, where you include numbers, images, and there are different forms of infographics. You could use pie charts, you could use other creative forms of infographics, and we have a lot of free infographics platforms you can use to create content for your brand. A whole lot of them. I'm sorry I didn't include some of them, but infography is one, and there are a whole lot of other ones, anyways. So you can use infographics as a form of content. Like this stats I included here. People following directions with text and illustrations do 323% better than people following directions without illustrations. Yeah, imagine, I think Neka gave an example of that earlier in our presentation, where she talked about where we had the feedback about the graphic, and somebody said the graphic was not enticing because the person in the graphics does not look happy. It just shows the effect of illustrations. Yeah, illustrations gives whoever is seeing it the idea of what to expect when they take the action you're asking them to take in your content. Yeah. So if you are promoting a business, I think it is widely known that including a female that looks happy or a male that looks surprised generally increases the possibility of people engaging with your content on social media generally. Yeah. So including illustrations, images really makes your content look different, look stand out. And quickly, let me go back to, okay, I'll talk about that later on in the presentation. Now, the next one or form of content I think really helps is memes. Don't be afraid to jump on memes. Yeah, don't be afraid to use images. I'm sure I want to quickly ask out this question. What meme, or either video or graphic meme or picture memes, do you think is the most popular in Nigeria right now. There's a particular type of meme that is really popular. I don't know if anybody has an idea what it is. Victor,
Please recap your question, please.
okay, so I was asking, there's a type of meme that is really popular in Nigeria that many of us use, either as stickers or social media or the likes. A lot of us use it. I use it too, anyways. Or anyone you can remember. Does anybody have an idea of what I'm talking about?
You go see Chris.
You said what?
What are you saying? Is it funny memes or
Yeah, funny
something
memes.
like,
Yes, yes, memes are
sticker?
funny. I mean, funny memes. Mostly
Okay.
stickers that we use, picture
Alright.
memes that we use. There's a particular one that is really popular.
Okay, you want to see Chris?
You said
You want to see Chris?
you're okay?
You want to
Yes,
see
yeah,
Chris? Something like
okay,
that.
yeah. That's
Okay.
one meme. One image I also really flies around these days of Aki and Popo, different facial reactions.
Not
Hello?
Oga at the top.
Yeah, I got the top and the like. So those memes are really, really funny memes that you can integrate into your content. Yeah, so don't be afraid to use it. Whatever brand you market, a lot of brands use memes these days to create popularity for themselves, and you can do that also. All right, so quickly, I want to move to different platforms to promote infotainment, or you can use infotainment. One is YouTube. I already mentioned it earlier. YouTube is video crazy. Now, if you are looking for headlines, really funny headlines or interactive headlines, go on YouTube. If you're looking for headlines for your content, just go on YouTube and check different forms of headlines. YouTube is a home of really nice infotainment content. For example, in 2018, in HubSpot surveys, 54% of consumers wanted to see more video content from a brand or business they support. Yeah, 54% of consumers say, I want to see video content about the brand I buy from. Yeah, so it just shows that people love video content. Now, there's something I noticed recently in video content, especially on Instagram, which is the fact that, excuse me, which is the fact that brands that sell products, especially beauty products and the likes, you see somebody making a video where there's a music in the background and they are just pointing at different examples of the product. They might not even be saying anything, but there's music in the background. So it just shows that this form of video content generally carry a lot of value, and YouTube is a good place you can promote video content. Really nice content for your brand. All right, my time will soon be up. So there's Instagram. Yeah, I already talked about Instagram earlier on. We have, sorry, I made it Facebook. Yes, Facebook. I talked about Facebook earlier on. We have Twitter. So for Twitter, I know a lot of us feel Twitter is about tweets, typing alone. But the truth is, tweets with videos get 10 times more engagement than those without videos. Yeah, so if you are tweeting and you know you have a video that can accompany the tweet, include it, it will get more engagement. I've tried it before and it really works. All right, and the next one is blog content. So when you are writing a wall of content, probably blog content for your brand, 1,000 words, 1,500 words, break this content with images and videos if necessary, or infographics. Break it down so that people don't really love reading, will not sit down to read at once. Like sit down for maybe 10 minutes to read a whole blog content without seeing an image or without you breaking it with a video or an infograph. They would want to just move on. Just like Bosumo said here, Bosumo found out that articles with an image once every 75 to 100 words receive double the social media shares as articles with fewer images. Yeah, so it just shows people are engaging with your blog content when they see pictures or videos attached to it. Now, I'm sure you're wondering why is all why do we have all this craze about infotainment, entertainment in your content and all that? I want to show you something which I'll be ending with. Yeah, the younger target audience of today have grown up in the world of technology, and as a result have become very dependent on internet as a means to do well just about everything. So the truth is, our generation, our attention span is really short. Yeah, so we want to see something interesting as fast as possible. We just move. Within few of us will spend 2 minutes on an Instagram video. Nobody has that time, except if it is comedy. So it just shows the power of comedy, or it is funny. So if you are not entertaining your audience with something they would love, they will just move to the next available competitor. I hope we've been able to learn one or two things from my presentation, and I hope some of us will be using it for our brand. So I don't know if anybody has any question or comments. Thank you. So I'll be waiting for questions.
All right, is there any question? All right. Samuel Femi, are you there?
Okay.
Yes, I am. I'm there.
All right, good. Okay. Faith, Akito, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Matsu, are you there?
I'm there, sir. I'm there. Can you hear me?
All right.
Fit is here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. And Shay, Shay is not here. Okay, Victor.
Yeah.
Good.
I am.
Okay. All right. Leonard, I can hear Leonard. How about you? Leonard. Okay. Leonard and Shay. Okay. Damla, you can just check to the participant list and ask your question. Directly for them. Damla, are you there? Hello, Damla, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, I say you can ask anyone your question. Just direct to anyone.
Damn, Larry, I have a question for you actually.
Oh, good.
Should I go on?
Yeah, you can go on. I don't know if he's here.
Okay.
Damn, Larry.
Yes, I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, good, good. Is there no ask?
Okay.
All right.
At the beginning, he said he talked about target audience being emotionally attached to content.
Okay.
And what I want to know is how can one create a content that will get to the emotions of your target audience? Is there a process to creating such kind of content?
Okay.
Probably. Yeah.
All right, that's a great question, Cardinal. Yeah. So I think the first thing when you want to create a content for your target audience is know their pain points, know what they really want, know what they want from your brand. Yeah. And from there, you can use what they want to create the content that would relate to them emotionally. For example, if you're a brand that sells female, okay, you're a brand that does makeup for ladies. You do makeup or you sell makeup kits for ladies. Yeah, a good way to relate with them emotionally is, for example, let me just give you an example of a content or a content to do, or probably maybe a trivia. Is it a trivia or something that they would most likely relate with? Is when you tell a lady, okay, the next time the next time you see your ex, would you want him to regret that he left you? If you want this feeling, chat us up for our makeup kit or the like. So that kind of content would, now not every lady will relate to that anyways, but you are already targeting somebody that had an ex. And the truth is every lady naturally wants to look better than they were when they were with their ex. That's just the truth. So that way you have related with her emotionally. She understand. So she would most likely remember your brand, even if she leaves your page immediately or at that moment she does not call you or something. But if she wants to do a makeup the next time, she would remember that statement and would most likely want to relate with your brand or engage with your brand. No, still that's a form of nostalgia where when you remind your target audience of something in the past. You can relate with them on trending topics. Yeah, you can relate. Give an example of using music in the background of your content, maybe your video content. When you remind your audience or they know they can listen to one of their favorite musics in your content or when they are checking out your brand, they would relate with it emotionally because they love it. They already like your content because of the song you are playing, which they also like. Do you understand my answer? I don't know if it's clear.
Okay.
Cardinal.
Yes, I relate with that because I think this Abeg, when I saw the content, which is the advert, I actually got something. Myself, I can be emotionally attached to that because of the concept of it.
Okay, yeah. So
yeah,
exactly. So there's a whole lot of ways you can emotionally connect with. So when I say emotion is not big. It's not something like, okay, you make your audience cry or you make your audience jump about. No, that's not what I'm saying. Emotions can be something really subtle. Yeah, it could be something that will just make them smile when they see your content or something that will make them curious. A trivial question would make them rack their brain and want to think, okay, what is the answer to this? Yeah. So that is an emotion on its own. All right. I don't know if
Thank you for engaging.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
But we have to cut it short. I said I can see it's getting interesting, but we have to cut it short. Time for stand-ups. Okay?
All right, no problem. All right, thank you guys for your attention.
Yeah, now I put this on it. Please attend stand-ups. Stand